It's Real Talk time with our movie reviewer, Greg Russell.
That's right.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, as always, for having me here.
Yes, well,
love it.
We've got some movies to talk about today.
Before we get to it, and that's everybody's like freaked out about Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Let's start with your take on that New York Times article blaming Rotten Tomatoes. Well, Hollywood says the reason why we had such a bad summer is because Rotten Tomatoes, people are connected on social media and online. And if you don't know what Rotten Tomatoes is, it's where all the movie reviews are collected and then they assign a score based on all the critics. Hollywood's saying the critics are poisoning our box office.
They've been saying that for years. You know, anytime you get a bad review, it's like, oh, it was their fault, you know, like that. But the reality is, they're making some bad movies, you know, at times.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, they're just
audience fatigue as well.
Right. But then there are others like the Emoji Movie, which got a low Rotten Tomatoes grade, but made $24 million its opening weekend. Why? Because little kids don't go online, you know, to check out what the score is. They just know they want to go see it. And that's the way it should be. You know, like if there's a movie that you want to go see it. You know, don't necessarily worry about a rating. And sometimes I do hate it when things are destroyed or jumped on immediately, like Batman v Superman. Before that one even came out, it was dead in the water.
Yeah.
You know, just because of everything that everybody had heard. And then some people went to see it and it was like, well, it wasn't as bad as...
It wasn't that bad. I mean,
Yeah, form your own opinion.
Right, that's right, form your own opinion.
But this summer has been one of the worst since like 20 years, right?
Yeah, because it's, you know, thank goodness for Wonder Woman, Spider-Man Homecoming, and also Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Get Out.
Get Out.
Baby
you know,
Driver.
as well. Because if it wasn't for those movies, it would have been worse. But you also have to start making more movies that people want to go see or have to see. That's what I consider like Wonder Woman. That was a have-to-see movie. Everybody had to see it. You saw the commercial, oh, I've got to go see it.
Right.
As compared to a want-to-see, which is like the movie The Glass Castle that came out a couple of weeks ago with Woody Harrelson, where he puts on an award-winning performance, but nobody really went to go see it. Unless, you know, you were a person who knew about it and that was something you wanted to check out.
All right, well, let's get to the movies this week. And we're going to start with the aforementioned It, based on the Stephen King book. Did you see the 1990 miniseries with Tim Curry as Pennywise?
I don't watch scary movies
Okay, so she's
whatsoever, so I'm out on this one.
Are you into clowns?
Well, I like nice clowns.
Okay.
So there's that.
All right, let's take a look at a clip here.
Hiya, Georgie. What a nice boat. Do you want it back?
Yes, please.
You look like a nice boy. Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
I'm not supposed to take stuff from strangers.
Oh, well, I'm Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now we aren't strangers, are we?
I should get going now.
Without your boat? Here. Take it.
Yeah! Look out, kid!
Oh, yeah. That's my raincoat that I'm
I was going to say, you're dressed like a kid.
That's why I've got it on.
That's cute.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. So this comes out on the heels of that show Stranger Things that incorporates sort of this Gen X 80s era nostalgia for BMX bikes and being kids riding out in neighborhoods. And you're not old enough to really know the existential threat of what's out there, the menace.
Right.
But that's what this taps into.
Yeah, because like I said, this takes place in the 1980s. And this one deals with them being kids throughout the entire movie. Because remember, the other one had them kids and adults, you know. But this is all about the kids. And it's almost like the Goonies.
Exactly is what I
are
heard.
meeting It, the clown. And again, it's a psychological thriller because he's able to hone in on what your fears are. Like, you're afraid of cats, guess what? 20 cats are coming after you.
Okay.
Or, you know, something like that. And these kids realize, though, they've got to stick together, make this bond to try and destroy this thing. But it's something that comes along every 27 years in that little town.
Okay.
So I just kind of like move out of that town.
All right, well, let's get on to something that Kim can definitely relate to. It's
Yes.
the new romantic comedy starring Reese Witherspoon. It's called Home Again.
Yeah, is this a good date night movie?
Yeah, it is. I mean, I saw it last night. I was the only single guy in the theater. It was all girls, or ladies, I should say, or couples.
dates.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I do just love Reese Witherspoon. Anything that she touches is gold to me.
Oh yeah, I mean she's still America's sweetheart, and it's a story about this lady who she and her husband get a divorce. She moves back to California with her mom, who's played by Candice Bergen, and all of a sudden they rent out these rooms to these 3 young guys.
Uh-oh, here's a look. Let's take a clip here.
Hi.
How you doing tonight?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
So I'd like to offer to buy your drinks, but
Really?
I think the bartender is slightly under the impression that I'm taking her home tonight.
Oh, but you're not.
No, I'm not.
And why is that?
Because then I have to stop talking to you.
I hate to do this, but the manager is making me ask for your ID,
So, I'll give it to you then. Okay. How's that?
You should take it as a compliment.
I'm Harry. By the way, I'm definitely old enough to drink alcohol.
I'm Alice. Me too.
All right, so how many reels out of 5 do you give this one?
Well, we'll give this one 3 out of 5. Like you said, it's a nice break from superheroes, animated features, and other things. We haven't had romantic comedies out, for quite a while. Of course, the best one still When Harry Met Sally from 30 years ago.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, well, it in turn owes a debt to Annie Hall.
Right.
Real quick, the other one, Pennywise.
4.
It. 4 out of 5 for
4 out
it.
of 5.
For it?
Well, Pennywise came to me last night in a dream and said, "Give me 4."
Speaking of which, you have giveaways related to that movie.
Yes, I do.
Swag.
Got a nice tote bag right here for you, a knit tote bag. Your own red balloon, actually beach ball. Then also this coffee mug is one of those where you put something hot in and images appear.
Yee.
Plus run of show passes, a whistle, and a nice backpack. So
But you're keeping the jacket.
I'm keeping the jacket. It came in perfect yesterday when it rained. It was like, oh, thank you, It.
Yeah.
Thank you, Greg, and not to put too fine a bow on it, but over at Rotten Tomatoes, 90% fresh.
Whoa.
Say the critics about it.
Oh.
Sounds good. So see, there you go.
Thank you,
Sometimes
sir.
you're
Check it
right.
out.
Next on Live.